There we go. But it's extra dusty in here now. Okay, hey everyone. We'll move this out of the way for a moment. We'll go through the chat. Right, so it was going to be me and Rachel and Phil. But now it is me and Rachel and the dog Khaleesi.
Hey!
Who's down here in a minute. You'll see her wandering around throwing dog hairs and all sorts all over the place.
Khaleesi!
No, not now. Not now.
There we go, you can see her now.
Yeah, but now there's more dog hairs.
Oh, she's so fluffy though.
No, right, seriously. Yeah, I'm painting this and it's going to get covered.
Oh, but look how cuddly she is. Look. There she is.
This isn't a hobby chat anymore or a hobby session.
Chat.
This is Khaleesi throwing dog hairs.
Oh,
Look at that.
so
Look at that giant dog hair. Right, out.
She's fine.
Anyway, shall we get on with it?
Yeah, let's get on with the show.
Okay, so we have in the chat. Wow, it goes quite a way actually. Stalker 40k. There was a few others as well. Al Kirkham. There was people before that. I'm not sure when it actually started, but we have Stalker 40k. We have Al Kirkham. We've got. Don't know what the dog's eating. Johnny Rockstar. We have Steve Forrest. Who else have we got? Felhate. Elston Nation, who's still working on Phil's models. Yeah, at least Rachel's in uniform, so mine is covered in dog hairs. Otherwise, I'd have put it on. I can put it on, but it is covered in dog hairs, so you can have a vote on that. Whether you want dog hair uniform or whatever this is. What has she got?
I don't know. What's that?
That's like a treat or I don't know.
Looks like one of your models. Not like an actual model, obviously.
It might be slate then. I don't know. Anyway.
The joys of owning a dog.
Yes. Let's carry on with Vaughan Killian, Rower, both of you, welcome. Squeak the Storm Vermin, Patrick Metzger, welcome to both of you. This is chaos. This is why I do them by myself. Patrick is after any... Oh, look at this dust. It's flying everywhere. It's driving me insane. We can't do more than one of these. We just can't.
I'm sure we can. Come on,
Patrick is after advice on Deathlords, how to use the Deathlords, because he's just bought, I think he's got Nagash, Deathlords themselves, and a bunch of the Morghast as well. So any information on that would be cool.
I have just realised I'm in my lounge pants.
Yes. The Orc Boys, Ralph Hummel, Graham Rigg, welcome to all of you. This dog, can we just kick the dog out? She's not been interested in coming up here all day, and now we're up here.
She's so cute and fluffy. She's so fluffy.
Oh, Furious George is here as well. Looking forward to the salty and drunky show. Well, we've definitely got the salt, and there's Rachel.
I've got the drunk.
Rachel.
Sorry.
There's a giant hair on there. They're like multiplying. For anyone who doesn't know, I've got really bad like OCD. And I hate things that aren't very clean. Anything like dusty dog hairs. And Rachel's like the opposite. She'll walk into a room and flap her hoodie everywhere and it'll go all over the place. I can't stand it. The lamp's in the way of your beautiful face. Well, that must be talking about me. Oh, look at Steve. Steve's being nice to me for a change. Who else have we got? Rest in peace, whatever you're painting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. And rest in peace anyway. I'll show you this. I need to get on with this before I kill it. At least Rachel's in uniform. Get a Great Dane like mine. The hairs are a lot shorter. I would have done, but Rachel wanted a husky, so that's what we got.
And she's so fluffy.
The dog ate my uniform. That is the excuse I'm going to go with.
I mean, the dog covered your uniform.
Covered my uniform, because it's just left in the bedroom, so it's covered in dog hairs.
Yeah, that kind of counts.
No, it doesn't. Tabletop Ops, welcome. Right. Which microphone is there in the upper corners with a winky face as Patrick? That is the Blue Yeti that Patrick provided us with a winky face. So thank you again, Patrick, for that. It's a beautiful microphone. I don't know if it's picking us up better than the echo stuff that it was before. Should be. Any questions as well? If you can do, everyone seems to do it with Phil now. I think he's drilled it into the viewers that you put the @ symbol, Wargamer Online, and then you put
it does make it easier.
a question because it highlights it in orange. So there's people talking to each other. So if you highlight it with the orange, we can see it a bit clearer, can't we?
Yeah, it does help.
Might have to come a bit closer actually because the microphone's there. I don't know.
Can everybody hear me? It's going to take like 20 seconds for people to catch up.
Maybe 30. That's my excuse for school. My rats ate my uniform. He's put my rats on my uniform. I didn't read that. That's a bit.
That's taken a whole
He
new
likes
turn.
rats though. He's called Squeak the Storm Vermin. He would never betray his own kind.
Betrayer.
Betrayer. You are a betrayer.
Right, I'm supposed to be painting.
Yeah. So what we're doing, because I'm going to have to get on with this in a minute as well, is so Rachel's had the whole week off work and you've been cracking on with painting, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have. I've done really well. So.
Let me zoom in for them so they can see it a bit better. So I've not actually properly had a look at this. Oh, it's going to zoom in right over the streaking griminess. Let me move this out of the way. I wasn't prepared.
You are not prepared.
I'm not prepared. So Rachel has cracked on with her Frostgrave models and she's had zero help from me. And you picked all the colours and everything yourself, haven't you? So at the minute, she's just done base colours. Oh, let me switch to a bigger screen. Hold on.
That one's probably a better one.
I do this every time. There you go.
That one's quite fun like that.
Is this the one that looks like the guy from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, look at that.
I think the back's
so
probably better.
you've only ever painted one model before, and that wasn't even painting
I didn't
a model.
even finish it.
You did like a few base colours while we were on a stream, so you've actually seen everything that Rachel's ever painted. Now this is the second time you've done it, and you've done how many 10 models? Is it 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 models? They're not finished obviously yet, but she's just been doing the browns. I mean, you say what you've been doing actually.
Okay, so I've just done browns and blues so far, and just done base coats. So the idea is that because they're for Frostgrave, they're obviously like bandits sort of thing. So they're quite dark. But then I just wanted like a little splash of colour in there, so it wasn't just all browns. So I've added some blue, and then I'm going to highlight that up so it's not like a blue raincoat, which it kind of looks like at the minute.
But you have been really neat. I mean, there's obviously some bits that are like on the spear. There's a bit of brown there, and the hair, but that's all stuff you've still got to paint.
Yeah, so with anything where I've still got to go back over it, I didn't bother to make it neat because I was just like, well, I'm going to paint over it anyway. So like, if you look on this guy.
Which guy?
Or any of them.
Yeah.
So like you can see where if it's unpainted, it's really quite messy. Whereas actually when, I mean, it's not the most tidy, but it's not terrible, where obviously then there's two colours that meet each other.
No, it's really good.
So they're actually, that's where I've kind of tried to keep it quite neat.
No, you've done good. Saying you don't care about painting. One thing I would suggest is, you've got the skin in between the neck there. It's white at the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can see it better on the screen. Paint any areas like that are difficult to get first,
because
then you tidy up
that,
afterwards.
yeah.
So when you're looking at models, you think, what's the most difficult bit for me to paint? And in this case, the flesh is actually the most difficult, just in some of the areas.
Okay, so this guy, I've purposely now put off painting him because I left the bit underneath his spear to the end.
Spear?
Is hammer.
I was looking for a spear. Like, where is his spear?
And so,
which bit have you left then?
Well, look at his chest.
Oh, it's all like, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's going to be really difficult to get to his chest.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of putting that off now.
That's good. Good base coat. So the idea is you're going to get the blue done, you're going to get the metallics, you're going to do the bandage material, which is like around the speary parts, aren't you?
Yeah.
And the skin.
So, like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. The guy with the unrealistic arm.
Hey, he's just really flexible. He's been working out.
It didn't work out like that. That's just, I mean, unless you work out in a swamp that's filled with...
I think you can do that. Look, you can get that.
That's like a dislocated arm. It looks kind of painful. Look, how painful. Anyway, so you're doing all the base colours. Once the base colour's done, what are you doing next?
Washes.
Yes, and then what are you doing?
Highlights.
Yes, you are. So I've only told her this once, and you've kind of...
I'm probably not going to do that many highlights, though, because I need to finish it by the end.
You're doing faces at least, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then I said I'll do the bases. So faces and bases will be done. So do you want to crack on with that? Do you need a hand, or are you going to get on with it like you did before?
I think I'm just going to crack on.
Cool. So you want to put that on your palette and then thin it down with a bit of water. I will show what I've been doing. So this is what I did at Phil's, because I've been looking after Lola, his dog, over the last few days. I've been getting all of these German bolt action tanks to the same sort of standard. So I've done, not on Phil's level with an airbrush. So I basically can do a prime. I prime stuff. So I did a yellow prime. This was with Vallejo's Dunkelgelb, or dark yellow, I think it's called.
What?
I'm looking for it. I want to make sure I get it right. German dark yellow, Dunkelgelb, which is German dark yellow, I think. Okay, so I did that. Then I used Doomball Brown just to do some stripiness, some camo patterns. And then I used Lauren Forest, I believe it was, the green, just to do the other one. And after that, I picked out a few of the colours, so like the wood on these seats and the cushions on the back of there. And the black actually probably took me longer than it did to do the actual airbrushing. So I've picked out round the wheels. They've got this black rubbery sort of stuff. And all of the tracks are black at the moment, but I will be putting silver on them because it's supposed to be silver. But I have seen that there is like black steel. And then just before we came live, I was starting to like sponge on some weathering. So I was using Rhinoxide with a sponge to go across the edges and just kind of damage them a little bit. And then my idea was to use Streaking Grime, which is what I've done in the past for my Imperial Fists, which is an amazing product. And I think my Streaking Grime has gone a little bit off because I've covered this tank and now it might be ruined. So I'm about to get the odorless thinner, or white spirit, whatever I've got available, and I'm going to start to remove as much of this as possible before it's completely like ruined. Because you said, why have you done that, Ray? Why have you done that, didn't you? You're like, why have you spent the last few days painting that up nice and taking time with it, and then you just ruined it?
It's not that you've ruined it.
I
get what you're going for.
What am I going for?
Like that sort of like really run down, dirty, been in war kind of look.
Yeah.
Which is great. Don't waste your time like making that all nice. Like, fair enough if you just like splashed a bit of dirt on it and you could still see all that lovely pattern.
Yeah. I'll show quickly before I start, actually. This is Patrick Metzger. This is Patrick in World War II, or how I have portrayed him anyway. So I got some of these sandbags from Secret Weapon Miniatures, and you put them in PVA glue and then stick them wherever you want them to go, and then they dry. They look quite nice. They look like snus, if you're from like Sweden or wherever, Finland, that's got that available. Or little tea bags, mini tea bags. So they look really cool. I'm quite impressed with it. This is Tank Commander Metzger. I don't know the German for Tank Commander, but that is Patrick up there. And it's a beautiful tank. It's a Panther G, because that is the one that is at least one of Patrick's favourite tanks. And since he sent this to me to use, I thought it was only fitting that he was driving and commanding that tank. We've got a few others. We've got an elephant. And I know a lot of you aren't into bolt action, so I apologise, but maybe some of the Streaking Grime and the weathering effects might be interesting, it might not, but this is what I'm doing at the moment, so it's kind of what I've got to film. This is the elephant, which is also known, I think before it was known as the elephant, it could be called a Ferdinand, the Ferdinand, and I think the later variant of the Ferdinand was called the elephant. I think there was a few minor changes, and it's called the elephant in the later part of the war. There was only so many of these available. They only made, I think, a few thousand, and they were really unreliable. I think they broke down more than anything on the battlefield. I can't remember if it was the Battle of Kursk. There was more of those running around. Then we've got two on the same sort of... I think these are very similar in the tanks. They look like it anyway to me. This is the Stug, or the Stug. Stug 3 G. I think it's a G. I'll have to double check. Really cool tank. I love the tank destroyers. I think they're some of my favourite looking vehicles for the Germans. There's one called Armada, I think Armada 2, such a cool looking tank. Then we've got the, I have to really test myself now. I think this is the Panzer IV. And again, what?
Are you sure this is definitely the blue that I was using?
Cantor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you positive?
100%. The problem is, Phil labels he decants them into little dropper bottles, and then he labels them as, even if it was an older version of the paint, like if it was called Regal Blue, and the new one is Cantor Blue, even though they are two different tones, he calls them the same thing. So it could be that that's just an older version. Then we've got a tiger, which is the biggest tank I've got other than the elephant. Such a cool looking tank. Look at that. Yeah. So that's a cool tank as well. And then, probably one of my favourites actually, is the Kubel wagon. No idea how to pronounce it properly, but look at that. Cool little Kubel wagon. So that is really good. And then all of the infantry have been primed. They're ready to be painted, but I'm going to get these done. Right. I'm going to go through the chat quickly, and then I'm going to try and fix this before it's ruined. Because I've already ruined one of my half tracks.
What are you going to do with that?
I'm going to try and remove it. The streakiness. You'll see if it works or not. Right. Oh, God. The chat's gone. The chat's gone.
Quick fire round.
It's going to have to be a very quick fire round.
Or you could just make your way through.
Akaya's joined us. Welcome, Akaya.
Hi, Akaya.
And Akaya's just got a new rabbit. Have you seen it yet?
No.
He hasn't sent you a picture yet.
He
Akaya
might have tagged me or something, but I wouldn't have seen it. I've
Okay.
been on Facebook for like a month.
Okay, Akaya, message Rachel the pictures that you sent me.
Ah, is it a house rabbit?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Ryan Benfield's here. Welcome, Ryan. And a hard look on the what are they called? Conscripts as well. Conscripts have just been nerfed. Well, it's mainly the commissar rule has been nerfed. They used to basically be able to execute one person in the unit and then they would not really bother about morale.
Right.
Now they've done it so you execute one person and then you get to re-roll it. Re-roll the morale test, which is completely different. So what people used to do is they get like a 30-man unit of conscripts, just one big blob and a commissar inside it, and you can tarp it any unit in the game. So if you put that like, I don't know how many points there were, but say it was like 100, 150 points with a commissar, and you took that up against a 700 point big character dude, like Magnus or whatever, you can just tarp it and they can't kill it. So they've removed that rule. They've gone, no, not today. But it didn't make sense. I mean, I think me and Phil said a while ago that, you know, Space Marines, they don't have anything that's as powerful as that. So why would a commissar be able to do that to conscripts of all things? Like even, like Space Marines standard rule is, and they shall know no fear, so they get to re-roll the morale test as standard. Even like the commanders don't have a rule that says you just ignore it if you take one casualty off. Anyway, let me quick fire. I'm slowing down. At Wargame Online, when are we having a rematch? Yeah, we need to have a rematch at some point. It's really difficult, isn't it? You and me are playing a game on Sunday.
Is it me and you or is it Pink?
It's either me and you or Pink and you.
Either way, I'm playing a game of 40k on Sunday.
Yeah, Rachel's playing 40k with the Grey Knights, not the Custodians. And that will be filmed, hopefully, so we can get that done. You're shaking a bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I've not really had that problem before, but...
Alcohol.
I don't think it is.
You might just need to brace your hands a bit more.
Yeah, I think it's because of the desk. So before, I was on quite a high chair, on quite a low desk. So I was doing it at Phil's.
Right. At Wargame Online, I killed Nagash. Snitch was a cover-up. Good man. Well done, Rachel. That's from Akaya.
Yeah, thanks, Emmett.
The Orc Boy says, not bad for a righty, Rachel.
That's amazing.
Ralph saying, well done, Rachel. Pretty neat for a base coat. Keep it up. Ralph also says, I will never do a model on a base again, ever, I swear. Made a huge mistake with the model I'm working on by putting it on the base before the base has been finished because the feet are on rocks. Yeah, I would never do it out of choice. Well, I say that all of the bolt action and Frostgrave's been stuck to the bases, but normally I'd pin everything. It's just laziness that I haven't done it. Was the model the Saurian, Ralph Hummel? I mean, your Dread Saurian's going to be stuck to the base, and we're going to build up around it because Phil's 3D printed a base for it. And
that's amazing.
It looks amazing, but it needs a lot of rocks and foliage and stuff added into it as well. There's a lot of fighting talk between the rats and the undead. It's getting quite brutal. I'll chop your tails off and feed them to the bats. And then Squeaks put, your bones will be chew toys. Your skulls are decoration. Leave her, she's fine. She's being quiet.
No, she can't eat that.
Alright, kick her out then.
Oh.
Kick her out.
You're not taking that with you.
Out. 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 She's not poor baby, she's just eating Stewie's mat. Now get ready for the whining to commence. What else do we... Oh, Panzer Commandant. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. How do you say that in German? Panzer Commandant. How do you pronounce it, should I say? They're a cool word though, isn't it? I love the German language. I was saying I should have really been born in Germany, shouldn't I?
You could always just learn German.
I could learn German, yeah. It would be good. Do you... Oh no, it skipped. Why would you do this? Why are your tanks glossy? Have you varnished them? Yeah, I varnished them. Ready to do this streaking grime step, which I'm doing in a moment. So we'll see if that works. It's just because this this enamel paint that I'm going to use can strip the acrylic paint off. So I've sealed it with the gloss beforehand so it doesn't ruin it. What? So Squeak, we've done this so many times, is put at Warhammer Online rather than at Wargamer Online. The amount of times where Phil says, yeah, we're talking about Warhammer Online. No, Phil, it's not Warhammer Online, it's Wargamer Online. But it's all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
What's an easy way to start Bolt Action? I'd say the easiest way is to check out their starter set. So pick an army, the easiest way is not worry about historical accuracy. That's the thing I've spent the most amount of time on, is watching documentaries, watching films, reading articles. I've had a ton of help off people on Facebook and on our Facebook group and private messages and stuff. But the easiest way is to kind of not worry about the historical side of it as much at first and just start like building and painting the models. But if you want to do it properly, I'd say from the beginning, it does require a lot of investment in time to make sure you get it as right as possible. You won't get it 100% right. I've probably got most of my stuff wrong, but the point is I'm trying to do as good as I can. So yeah, start with the starter sets on the Warlord Games website. They've got a whole load of bundles that are about £70 to £100, and it will give you 1,000 points in one go. That's all you need to do most of your games, at least. And you normally need 1 tank and 20 men, roughly. I mean, some squads can be 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. It's not like 40k where the majority of your units is like a 5 or a 10. It's not like that. It's between 5 and 12, basically. So you need 2 squads of 10, I would say, would give you a good amount, up or down, depending on how many you want to use. And you'll need a HQ, and that's like your minimum to start with. 1 HQ, 2 troops, effectively. It's like the old 40k stuff. And then 1 tank of your choice. Every unit can have a transport, so you can give all of your squads half tracks if you're playing Germans, which is really cool. I've just read that's heresy, Sam. It's historical, not fancy. I'd say that's what I'm saying. The quickest way to get into it is to not look at the historical accuracy. That's not what I'm doing, and I would definitely recommend doing the historical side, because that's the main draw for me, is doing something that isn't sci-fi or fantasy based. That's really fun. Right. Count the road wheels. 8 is a Panzer 4. 6 roads is a Panzer 3. Is that a Panzer 3? Is that 3?
Yeah.
Count the road wheels. Where are you, Mr. Panzer 4, or what I thought was a Panzer 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a Panzer 4. Look at me. I got it right. It's handy knowledge. Nice one, Stu Rat. Legendary as usual. I have a new rat. He is mean. Sent you the pictures, Rachel, on your Facebook.
Okay, I'll have a look.
His name is Sponge, although he is black and he doesn't like me. He will like you. Ryan's infantry have been hit hard. Just going to have to make more tanks. Well, the tanks have made up for it, rules-wise, so you'll be fine. Are you wiping your brushes on him or using his whiskers as radio antennas? That might be where they're at. At Wargamer Online, do you have a Grenadier unit you are designating your models to? A Grenadier unit? No, I'm not. To be honest, I've tried looking into... I think if I delve into individual units in history, that's going to make it more restrictive and difficult to get it as right as I'm trying to do it. So I'm making quite a broad attempt to get it as close as possible. And then later on, I really want to try out it's, you know, looking at units, and I think I'm going to more likely do the US because I really want a company of Shermans eventually. And the other thing, actually, I was going to say with starting an army, check out Rubicon, because the Rubicon tanks are amazing. Most of these are Rubicon tanks that I've got in front of me. The Elephant, now I think it's just the Elephant, and maybe one of the transports, and the Kuba Wagon are all Warlord games. The rest of them are all from Rubicon. And I have got a Panther from Warlord to do as well, but I think that's going to be in another theatre that I'm going to do. Why do you keep skipping? Is Sam just being lazy, says Surreal. I'm talking, Surreal. We'll get Rachel to talk instead. Do you want to talk instead, Rach? Procrastinating Painter, welcome.
That should be my name.
Hmm?
That should be my name.
The Procrastinating Painter?
Yeah.
Poor Khaleesi banned from the stream, yes. Oh, it's called, so you pronounce it Commandant. Commandant. So is that, what was it? Panzer Commandant? I can't find it now.
It's definitely not as easy to paint at your desk as it is at Phil's.
I find it easier here. I can't. Phil's desk gives me a bad back.
No, at least I can paint there. I'm really struggling here.
Thanks, mate. That helps because I was worried, not terribly bothered about the historical accuracy, but it would be nice. Yeah, whichever way you want to do it. It's cool just painting tanks, to be honest. Start a set. There you go. Akai is helping World War II in colour. Yeah, I've just started that documentary. And there's a TV series which is almost like the Band of Brothers, but on the German perspective. So I need to start that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's been recommended and I've got it written down to do. Ralph took the plunge and got myself one of those GW mold line removers. They work great and I can only recommend them. Much safer. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people shun online saying that you can use the back of your knife and you can use alternatives instead of the hobby line remover. You can, but again, it's a tool. It makes it easier, and it is so much easier using that mold line remover. It is a bit more expensive, but you know what? I use it all the time when I've got it available, so definitely recommended from me as well. Neil Morden, World War II in colour is crap. A lot of the colours they use in the used to colour the black and white films are so bad. It's as if they just chose the colours at random. That's fair enough. Probably historically accurate. It might not be great, but it makes it easier to watch for me. I struggle with black and white stuff, and you really struggle with that, don't you?
Yep.
Orc Boys, mine are the 116 Windhund Panzer Division. This is the next level, I think, for me. Once I've done this first theatre force, I'll look at doing the next bit. Primaris. I'm trying to avoid Primaris.
Oh, what you like?
Primaris talk at the moment because I'm really desperate to get back to my Black Dragons, but I've got all of these projects to finish. I have been really, trying quite a bit to get stuff done, haven't I? I haven't been doing anything other than painting, have I?
No, I guess you haven't, to be fair.
Normally I try and spend a little bit more time with you watching TV or playing a few games, but I've just been cracking on. I've been really good.
Proud of you.
George is asking you a question.
What?
What are your feelings about bolt action? I know, so this is the thing. I know historical appeals more to older gamers. I'm wondering if it's a male thing too. See, I only just started to get into historical and I thought it might be an age thing.
Yeah, it doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest.
But you're younger than me as well, so maybe... But then you're not
that
a massive war gamer, are you?
No. I think the game itself...
that's true.
I'd probably quite like. But I've never really been into like the whole war thing. Like I've watched war films and enjoyed those. But yeah, I'm not really that fussed about the whole sort of historical war games and things like that. So I'd play the game for the fun of it, like the game, but that'd be about it.
But you wouldn't be bothered about doing any of like the historical accuracy side of things, or building an army based around historical accuracy. You would just go, that's a tank that's cool rules, I'm going to use it in my army. Whereas I'm having to look at what tanks were available in that time period and then going from that.
Yeah, I think that's the difference.
Let's try and keep up with chat between us, yeah?
We can try.
We need to talk about the female thing another day, I think. That's a whole topic.
Oh, yeah.
It's all over the internet at the moment, but I don't want to... It's too big to just talk about it.
Casually.
Casually.
Well, I suppose you could do it quite casually.
Look at that, Rach. It's actually working.
Are you actually pulling off
Look.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's cool.
That's really nice, actually.
Yeah, I thought that was the sort of look you were going for.
It was, but it always looks bad before it looks better. Although you're pulling off some of the other paint if you keep going. Why am I?
Like there, for example. You just start to pull off some of the green.
No, I haven't.
You sure?
Yeah, it's faded. That's what the airbrush coat was for. So you can rub the cotton bud against that lot and it removes the majority of it. But you kind of
want... It looks like it leaves just the right amount on because you still want it to...
What, just rubbing it like that? Or...
Well, yeah, so like that looks quite good actually because that looks a bit sort of dirty, but not, it's not hiding the actual work that you've done.
Yeah. See, I want the streakiness to be there. So I think the idea is, the way that I use AK Interactive products is I put loads of it on. I almost use it just to cover it all in one giant wash. And then I use a lot of white spirit, which is why I wanted to do the gloss coat so that I could then, almost cover the area with it. My tanks are definitely going to be grubby. That makes me... Does that not make you happy? Look at that. We were talking about that, weren't we, before the show? Because I titled the show before I changed it to the Rachel and Sam show. Because I changed it now. Okay. It was called "What Is Good in Life," and obviously I was having a shower. Obviously, I was having a shower today, and all I was saying to myself was, "What is good in life?" Anyone who hasn't watched Conan needs to watch it. But I was just thinking, it's what is good in life at the moment. Don't want to go a whole...
It's going to get very
philosophical because that's not the sort of thing I do, but I'm actually really enjoying just getting through projects at the moment and I'm just enjoying it rather than feeling like it's a chore. It became... You wake up in the morning and you think, oh, I've got loads of work to do. But then you think, well, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. So now I've almost just gone, if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to do it. And I've got to enjoy it.
So you're just making yourself enjoy
I'm making myself feel happy. You know what? We spoke to that guy at your work the other day, didn't we? And he put things into perspective. Do you want to say what he was on about?
He was basically saying that if, you say that you're miserable, then you're going to make yourself more miserable.
Or if things were stressful, wouldn't it? If things are stressful. If you include things like stress in your vocabulary, then it makes it sound worse. You'll subconsciously make it worse.
Yeah, basically. Whereas if you, and like you were sort of saying in a relationship, if you sort of use happy vocabulary and sort of try and appreciate each other, then you'll end up being happier together.
It wasn't counselling either, was it?
It may as well have been, but
we're not having marriage issues or anything like that. But we were walking because I was going to the dentist again because my root canal is pretty much failed, I think. So I've been in a lot of pain, and we were going back to
the car, and there was a security guard that we just sort of said hi to on the way, and then he was just having a chat with us, and he was awesome. I saw a question. Well, I didn't see a question earlier. But do
you want to control the mouse, though? It's this one. Yeah. It's a Mac, though, so you'll have to scroll down.
There we go. So if
hold on. There's a bit more. Here we go. We got to there. Al Kirkham. Been using the mould line remover for years and love it. Go on, you read. I'll paint.
I'm about to lose it. Oh, here we go. I've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ralph has said if you like the game mechanics of bot action, you should give Infinity a go. Basically the same mechanics. I actually haven't tried bot action, to be fair. From speaking to Sam, it just sounds like the sort of game that I probably would quite like. But yeah, I probably would like Infinity as well. To be fair, I like most games. Quite easy to please.
I struggle because I can only keep so many rules in in my memory in one time. If I do more than one game, I just get confused. It's easier just to limit my knowledge.
See, I'm not a huge fan of learning new games, but then once I have learnt them, I really enjoy them. So, Akaya got me a Spell Wizard game, and I was just like,
oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that looks awesome. And we actually sat and had a game. And then once I'd had a game, then I was even more excited about it. So yeah, I have to actually sit down and have the game to really enjoy it. Akai's also put that streaking is really great.
Thank you, Akai. It's work. I mean, at first, that side. Look, that's how it started. And that's how it's ended up.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah, so it's definitely turned into more of what I expected it to look like.
What did you use anyway? What actually did
It's
that?
called AK Interactive's Streaking Grime. It's amazing. When I did my Imperial Fists, when I was doing Heresy, I sprayed them with Army Painter Yellow, which was a primer. So I just blasted them with yellow. And then I painted all of the details, just one colour, just one base colour. And then I covered them in this stuff. And just did the same sort of process, but mainly with a cotton bud, and just removed the majority of it. So they had this really nice brown streakiness with the bright yellow from underneath it. And I'm actually doing it again. I bought the yellow primer because I thought I'm either going to do my Stormcast army in the same colour scheme, so bright yellow with brown grunge, or I was going to do Imperial Fists again, the Heresy. Depending on whether we pick Heresy back up again, I don't know.
So you're liking it again now?
See, Surreal said it's just Agrax. It's definitely not just Agrax at all. This is a whole different type of paint that you can reactivate with White Spirit. If you leave it too long, it dries. It's not Agrax. It's brown, so that's probably the closest you'll get to Agrax.
Okay, so Neil Malden has put, remember Sam, the sides would be dirty as that's where the soldiers debuff.
Yes. Neil's he knows his history as well, so that's good to have him watching so he can tell me when I've done it wrong.
Steve's put and cheesecake. I'm not quite sure what he's referring to.
He's been having a conversation with Squeak, so...
Right, okay, so let's assume it's to do with that. And then the Kai's at Wargamer Online. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear...
And the lamentations of their women.
Oh,
that's the Conan quote.
Yeah.
Order Nakaya.
Okay, still
Farpoint Gaming Direct has just subscribed. I couldn't hear. We haven't got my headphones in, so we can't hear any notifications. We'll just have to...
Yeah, you'll have to keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you very much.
We've just got Neil and Steve shouting beer.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and then... Oh, I've just lost the chat. Oh dear. Ulster Nation, you are doing well, young Padawan. Soon you'll be completing armies every week. I highly doubt it. So I've actually just done this to help Sam out, to be fair, because we've been needing to play Frostgrave. And he's got a lot of painting to do already, so I sort of said, well, okay, I'll just paint my own stuff. It's like a one-off, but it is just a one-off. It's taking forever.
10 models.
Yeah, not really my thing. Al Kirkham, I agree, Furious George. I prefer the historical side of it mainly because I had one uncle that fought in the Battle of the Bulge and another uncle who fought against the Japanese in the Pacific. Wow.
The Battle of the Bulge was supposed to be really horrible as well. That was, you know how we were watching Band of Brothers? You know, the Ardennes bit? I think that was part of Battle of the Bulge. It was towards the late end of the war anyway. You know, when they were in the forest and stuff.
Yeah.
That bit. Oh, where it just like literally hit the fan.
See, that's the only thing though with like historical stuff. Like, but
he's just using you as clickbait, Rach.
What?
I don't know, surreal.
Okay.
You're very good clickbait, aren't you, Rach?
Probably not really. No. I've completely forgot where I was going anyway.
Oh, it's alright.
Root canal again.
Yeah.
When did that even come up?
What?
Were you saying about you?
I was saying about we met that guy, didn't we?
Oh yeah, at the dentist. Yeah, so Sam's still having issues with his teeth. Although fortunately, Alicia have had the actual root taken out now. So woo.
Yeah, the first time I don't want to go into too much about teeth, but I went to have a root canal. And they didn't take the root out, so I was in pain. So that day when we were going to Warhammer World, I had to go to the dentist to get the root removed. That was why I was late to Warhammer World when we were on the blooming TV channel thing.
But you had it out.
I had it out. Yeah. And now it might just be because it's been redone and stuff, and it's been agitated. It could just be that it's been more painful, but it's been like 3 weeks now. Are you warm again?
I am a little bit warm, but I was also seeing where Khaleesi was.
Probably downstairs, chilling.
Yeah, she's gone downstairs. She's fallen out with us.
That's fine.
Squeak has said, I have to go now. Remy escaped. Good night, everyone.
Remy. An awesome name for a rat.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's his rat and not a brother or something. He's escaped. Come back. Oh, there you go. The Ardennes. See, I thought I said that before. The Ardennes bit was the Battle of the Bulge. I said that and somebody told me I was an idiot.
Aww.
And I thought he was. I genuinely thought that was it.
Apparently you were right.
There's a lot of stuff I'm wrong about, though.
Many a thing. No, I'm just kidding. So, we've caught up with chat.
Have we? Why is there like dust and dog hairs floating in?
Oh, it's because I'm in here.
You are the bringer of filth.
I am.
You should play Nurgle. Bonsoir. What's that mean, Rachel? You're the language expert.
I think it means goodbye. Is it? Bonsoir. No, it's good evening. It's good evening in French.
There we go then. Bonsoir. Bonsoir to you too, MP Galdon. Oh no.
Oh dear.
What does that mean?
My French is so rusty. Salute, I think, is like hi. I think it's another way of saying hi. I could be wrong. I might be completely butchering the French language here.
It's alright. Well, Ralph lives in France as well, so he could probably correct.
Please translate for me. No, I thought salute was hi, but I could be wrong.
What gloss varnish are you using? I used Vallejo gloss varnish. I think it's just their standard airbrush gloss varnish. It's really good actually. It applies very well through the airbrush. Very little work. Obviously I'm a noob when it comes to airbrushing, so it helps that it's easily applied. And I did 2 very thin coats of the stuff over all the tanks, and it looks like it's doing enough to not remove the paint underneath. I imagine if I keep chucking white spirit on these, it eventually will go through the gloss, but it's definitely doing a good job at stopping it from wearing away straight away, which is what I wanted. I've used this AK Interactive product before straight onto acrylic paint, and it's not generally taking it off, but because I knew I was going to be almost washing all of this, I didn't want to risk it. Right, there you go, Rach. Salute. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it means hi, everyone.
Ah. Well, at least I got the high part. I just missed out, everyone. Right, I'm out.
Why are you out?
I'm peak out.
No, but this is the best part about the internet now. Check this out, right?
You mean the fact that we can just Google it?
Yeah, I love it. It's like the best part of the internet for me at the moment.
It kind of feels like it's cheating.
Hey?
It kind of feels like it's cheating.
I'm going to translate this lot. No look without being mean. Okay, translate didn't work for me that time.
I think he was basically saying along the lines of, because I said I was butchering the French language, so I was like, you'll have to forgive me.
Are you going to do tech paints on the tracks for grass and more technical paints? I'm going to be using the Vallejo texture stuff. I don't know, just because it can build it more into a paste. So I'm going to try and use the Vallejo products for that. They come in a big pot. You can mix all sorts into it as well, so I can mix sand or whatever I need to mix into it, and that will come out pretty nice. Were we even talking about stuff tonight? What was our topics?
What was the title?
Sam and Rach show.
The Sam and Rach show. Okay, so
Rachel and Sam show, which basically means we're just going to talk about dogs' hair and all that sort of stuff.
Anything, yeah. Why not?
I just think it's funny. The paints we use are just glorified nail polish.
Oh, that's so true. Although, saying that, okay, so the other day I was genuinely tempted to try out, rather than buying an actual makeup brush, just to try buying like a paintbrush. Because I reckon, so like, obviously makeup tends to be really expensive for the fact that it's
so's painting brushes.
No, but if you got like...
You know, makeup supplies are generally like substitutes for wargaming products. You realise that?
So you mean I'm doing it the wrong way
Yeah,
around?
Get wargaming products if you want to spend more money, not the other way around. I will try to speak English. Well, your English will 100% be better than our French.
Yeah, I can guarantee.
I love France. We need to go again. I've not been with you,
You just
have I?
like the food.
I love the food. The food in France is amazing. But we had some French friends.
You had some French friends.
Yeah, I did. Well, my mum did. It was my mum's family friends. They were like pen pals, and we used to go almost every year when we were kids. And I absolutely loved going. It was really cool, mainly because of the food. But I also like I think it's called the Ardèche, right at the south of France. That was really cool. They've got I think the Ardèche is a river, and we went canoeing down it or kayaking down it. I don't know which one we were doing. We were in a boat in a river, and me and the guy that were, because you go in twos, and me and one of the guys that were bundled into the same thing, we treated it as a race. So we did it in like half an hour, and then we sat for about an hour and a half on the beach at the end, just waiting for the well, not beach, on the side of the river, waiting for everybody else to catch up, who were just very casually and calmly just making their way down the river. We had a good sleep though. Rachel went backwards. You used the beauty brushes for painting. They're cheaper. There you go. You see. Elf contour brush. Canoe, there you go. Ryan went down the Ardèche in a canoe as well. The Ardèche is a river and accidentally the name of a region not far from where I live. Okay, so we went to the Ardèche River then. I don't know if it was in the Ardèche. It was definitely south of France that we went to, because my dad, because we were really young at the time, my parents drove. And we drove from England all the way to the south of France, and I think it took us about.
We did one of those holidays.
Yeah, but we didn't know where we were going, or my parents didn't. So it took us something like I don't want to say 24 hours, but it was at least 12 hours straight driving between the two of them. They were swapping over. So this is a question from Furious George. What are the most rewarding and least rewarding things about running a YouTube channel or website?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a good question. So. What should we start with, Rach? Most rewarding or the least rewarding? Should we start on a positive or end on a positive?
I think we should end on a positive.
Okay, so the least rewarding. There's a lot of time. Go on.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, so you obviously put in a lot of time for stuff. And I guess when you sort of feel like people not even don't appreciate it, but sort of feel the need to say how terrible something is.
Stu is thirsty again.
Yeah. Which is fine, obviously everyone's entitled to their opinion, but a lot of what's on YouTube is free. And I think the thing that really bugs me is when people complain and it's like, well, it's free. Like, fair enough, constructive criticism, that's great, where people have gone, you know, you've either got this rule wrong, you should do it like this and things. But I think we've had some comments where it's just been negative. There's been no constructive feedback in there whatsoever. It has just been negative. And it's that kind of, well,
there's some good stuff. I mean, recently we've had some saying that, you know, they don't like the battle reports because of the way that it's been done. And I'm like, that's cool. You know, that's the sort of feedback. But then one of them went on to say, like, but, you know, don't stop doing what you're doing because other people will like it. And it's like, yeah okay, that's not a problem. Like, and the other thing is, from that, you take information on, don't you? You think, well, what do people want to see? Do they like the multi-view things, or do they prefer just having one camera and less effort? Because a lot of people, you know, don't realise how much effort goes into doing the videos. So although it might be a 2-hour game or a 2.5-hour game, you've got to set up and film it all. Just that process will probably sometimes take 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours sometimes, just to get the filming part done. And you've got to get time off to do it, or time available from, you know, whoever's going to be filming to do it. And then you've got to edit. Oh, I've not even got this on camera. I'll see if anybody's even bothered about. Then you've got to get the, it's going to move a bit, editing done. So the editing is the thing that takes the longest amount of time, especially with the effort we've got into that. And, you know, that can be anywhere between bare minimum, probably 6 hours, up to anything to 20 hours to do a bat report, because we try and do something different. We don't like to just copy and paste what other people do on the internet. We like to make our own thing and do our own stuff. and the effort that goes in is obviously sometimes not appreciated, which is fair enough. But
no, I get people. What are you doing, Stu? Oh, he wants to break free.
I want to break free.
Okay, we'll let him know.
Okay, shut the door though.
Yeah, but there's a difference between people not appreciating it and just completely slating it.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably one of the downsides, really, just the amount of effort you put in, and then sometimes it's just not appreciated. But you get that, you know, you just got to accept it.
Yeah, that's just life.
You just got to accept it and move on. So it's not a problem. Other people love it, and that's the main thing. You know, you focus on the people who love it, and you keep making them for that. The other downsides, I'd probably say, is not having enough time to do hobby. Because anybody who's starting a YouTube channel or is thinking about starting a YouTube channel, there's certain things which are so that you know you're going to have less time. Full stop. You will have less time in your hobby. You've got to realise the amount of time it's going to take to not only just film content, learn how to edit, and release it and be as regular as you can be with it. You've also got to keep on top of your social media, and I'm not that great at it, to be fair. I mean, I look at Facebook and I update Instagram as much as possible. We've got Instagram, but things like Twitter, I'm definitely not well versed with Twitter. Stewie, every week at Friday, I mean, what time is it? It's almost 10 o'clock, and he's just decided to start.
Without fail.
It's just annoying.
Oh, my voice is sort of going, by the way, because I've got a cold.
You don't talk for long, do you? No, you know what? You've sat up here while I've been working on stuff all night. Rachel's basically sat up here and
don't just like chat.
Sat talking to me all night long.
Rubbish as well. It doesn't matter if like Sam's responding to me or anything. It's literally just in his ear constantly.
Good though. It's good to have company. It's been nice.
I left. So I left my last job like about 6 months ago, and then one of the other guys left quite recently, and he had like a leave-in do. And he gave me like a proper backhanded compliment. It was something along the lines of, as much as you used to talk absolute utter rubbish to me all day, just nattering in my ear whether I responded to you or not, at least you weren't negative. I was like, thanks. But yeah, no, I've got quite a bad habit of doing that. I just talk at people. I just like to talk.
You do like to talk, but then your voice goes.
And then my voice goes. But it doesn't help that I'm a little bit ill as well.
No. What were we saying? YouTube channel. So, So starting your own YouTube channel, if you wanted to do it, it's, you know, you just got to be aware that there's a lot of commitment to put into it. Yeah. And depending on what you want to get out of it, I would say you need to have a good think about it. Like the reason that we've done the channel, me in particular and Phil, is we want to run it as a business at the end of the day. We want to make this our job. We've said it from the beginning. It's not a secret. We've not come into this thinking, you know, we'll just make a channel for fun and then eventually make money out of it. We want to make this into a business, and although we're not taking any money out of it at the moment, the intention is that the subscriptions will build to the point where we can actually make this into an actual job and get paid for it and then take more people on. That's the intention. So we know exactly what we want to get out of it. So the grind and the hard work that we put into it and stuff is worth it, basically. But I think that's probably it on downsides.
Yeah, I think it is only that, to be fair. It's sort of that time.
It's just time and work, isn't it? And it's a lot of effort. The only other one is research and practice and being used to failing and having to redo things. And as long as you're...
That's the same with any business.
Yeah. But we're not even a business. You know, if you wanted to start a channel because you wanted to just do it for fun, you've just got to be aware that it might not go as you want it to go, and you might have to change things, and you might have to look at things in a different way. And you know, and if you're going to do it with more than one person, you've got to be aware that that other person will have different views. Me and Phil work completely differently, and Phil's got 10 ideas, and I've got another 10 ideas, and we have to work out what we're going to do from those 20, and prioritize and you know, talk about stuff. So we've got to look at that as well. But in terms of positives, there's quite a lot, really.
Yeah.
I mean, freedom to do whatever you want is a good one. There's channels out there that will only say positive stuff about things. We will only say positive stuff about stuff, but we're honest about it as well. So like reviews and things, we're not going to get a rubbish product on and say it's amazing. We just won't do that. We'll get a product on and we'll talk good stuff about it if it's genuinely good. But being able to be free to do that and not have anybody saying you must do this, you must do that. You know, if Games Workshop releases something, their community team, you're getting rid of all the light now.
I thought you were
that was
using
turned that way so you could see the light on us. That's fine. Their community team will have to say good things about it. You know, they'll have to say that something's brilliant, even if it's not, and they can't really say anything bad about it. So it's nice to be able to have your own space where you can talk about the hobby world that you're in. So that's the first bonus, I'd say. Second one, probably the biggest one, is the community. Being able to do a live show like this and just chuck it up online and have, I mean, how many is there's 38 of you just sitting and listening in and joining in with the conversation and stuff. That's awesome. And you've got such a huge audience that you can potentially reach out to.
Well, I think even the fact, so we recently sent out a survey, didn't we, to sort of get a bit of feedback on what we could do better and what people wanted to see more of and things like that. And in like the business world, generally if you send out a survey, you'll only get a small percentage of people that will actually respond. And there was a huge amount of responses, weren't they? Yeah,
we need to do the one for non-premium non-premium, what do you call it?
Yeah, so this is just for premium, our premium people. But yeah, just the fact that so many people took the time to actually come back and tell us what they wanted to see on the channel and things like that was just really reassuring. The fact that people actually really care about it.
So the community aspect is great. Being able to speak to people all across the world. Like, I've never been to America. I'd love to one day. But I can speak to loads of Americans. I can network with people from all over the world, which is just incredible. And I think that's part of the internet in general nowadays, that because the internet has linked so many people, it's brilliant. Like, you know, you got Ralph and Galden down in France, and I would, you know, I'd never know either of them, but through the power of the internet, I can now speak to people. Like, the power, it is a huge power though, isn't it? Yeah. You don't look at it that way. And probably kids that grow up that have never had anything other than the internet and technology must look at it and go, yeah, it's nothing. But, you know, when we were younger.
Back in my day.
I mean, obviously I'm dead young, but as everyone says, I'm really young. But
you've got a little baby face.
You know, when you're younger and stuff.
Really good.
You know, when you're younger.
Yeah.
And you have the most basic computer. But even that basic computer.
Do you remember when it had to dial up?
Yeah, dial up. Yeah, I mean, that noise, that little. And you have to do
it like over and over and over again until it's stuck.
Me and my brother used to play browser-based games on the internet, and whenever my mum like picked up the phone to ring somebody, it turns off the internet, and you're like, Mum, what are you doing? But you know, the internet's changed over the years, and it's become more of a communicative tool than anything. Communicative tool. You can speak to people. So that is a huge, huge part of having your own channel. I didn't think he was expecting this to go on for so long, but it's quite...
No, I think he was hoping for like a short, sweet answer.
But there's a lot to it, so I apologise.
I think I broke your light.
Please stop breaking that. It's my only light, really. This one's for filming.
Okay, I'm going to leave that on there.
That isn't expensive. It's already started flickering.
It's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, lots of good things.
We will have marriage counselling if my light goes, because I can't paint without that. Right,
so lots of good things about YouTube channels.
Yes. The other best part, I think, well, not best part, but one of the best parts for me is being able to do whatever I want, basically. I can do whatever content I want, within reason, obviously. I can organise my day around the channel, which is great. So I can take the dog at whatever point. I can drop you off at work and pick you up and make tea, and we can spend time doing stuff. Whereas in the past, when I was working in retail, what was I doing? Like, I was literally just working, coming home, being tired, and...
Well, you didn't enjoy it at all, did you?
Hardly seeing you.
And I think the wake-up call for me was when, I think you were maybe like, what, 27 or something? And you were like, I'm ready to retire. I was like, it's probably not where you want to be.
What was that? How many, 11 years of retail? And I was like, I'm done. I'm done with jobs. So Rachel was like, take a break. Do something you want to do.
Do something else.
So we went for the next stressful thing, which was trying to make your own business in a niche market on YouTube. That was
good choice.
Incredibly difficult work, but we're trying it.
It's rewarding.
We're trying it. Even if It's not paying any sort of salary. It's rewarding in the fact that I can do what I want. It's stress-free to a point, and it's enjoyable.
MP Gardens, but I bring French cheese on this live.
French cheese is amazing. It's my favourite.
I want cheese now.
I want cheese now.
Oh, Steve's put back reps are great.
Thank you, Steve.
That's good. So, I will be doing... Did we say... I can't remember if we were talking to Pink earlier or whether we said it in the chat. But I should be doing a film and a back rep on Sunday.
You will be filming a back rep. We just don't know whether it's going to be against Blood Angels with Pink. I think he'll be using his Blood Angels because he's been crying for ages. He's desperate to play them. And he's like refuses to play against the Custodians because they're so good in combat, and that's what his Blood Angels are based on. So he'll be playing against you with the Grey Knights, I imagine.
Yeah. But either way, I'll be doing a back rep on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Eric Brown has put liking the camouflage. I think I may start another Blood Axe army.
Blood Axes are cool. Who said that?
Eric Brown.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to... Blood Axes are one of the cool looking orc armies. They're basically like, if it's the ones I'm thinking of, they're like human, so they wear camouflage. They try to replicate human camouflage, so they'll be in like urban camo and desert camo. They'll just basically pick camo and they'll wear it. So imagine like really feral looking orcs and stuff just wearing urban camouflage. Brilliant.
Al Kirkham's put good night, or Sam, you guys have a great sight.
See you later, Al. Was that?
Al Kirkham.
Yes. Cheers for joining us, Al. I hope you're doing well as well. Mr. Ancient. He's the guy that, I said I was going to have Al as an Ancient in my Primaris army.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to get some more of those done.
Scott's also put nice camouflage, Sam. A lot of people are liking the camouflage.
No, thank you.
Al's also put don't let the critics get you down. To be fair, it's not critics, because the thing is...
Critics good.
I always think you need constructive criticism. Like, you need that to improve. So it's not that. It was more the people... It's not like critics as such. It's more people who will just have a dig for the sake of having a dig.
Well, there's the internet, though. The other thing is it's trolls.
Is. Yeah.
The internet is for trolls.
Rachel's Magic Channel. We should have like a little offshoot of Magic Channel. Like a Magic the Gathering. I don't know if that's what he's referring to, but...
Yeah, we did the survey and there wasn't a huge amount that wanted card games, but then I guess...
But I guess it's the audience.
Yeah, our audience is mainly miniature based, so... Maybe.
So Surreal said, mine was for fun with the hope money might come, so I guess that's in reference to the YouTube channel.
Which is fair enough. I mean, the only way I can commit to making this an attempt at a business is because of Rachel, because you've been so supportive and you're basically bringing in the bacon, aren't you? Bringing home the bacon.
Yeah, but it's give and take, isn't it? I mean, you put me through uni, for example, so...
Oh, yeah, but...
It's one of those. It's what you do in a marriage. There we go. The Rachel and Sam chat.
What's that?
The whole give and take, relationship advice.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody said it.
Cyril's put by, I have 7 subs to your 7,000 and my channel is 2 years old.
Yeah, but...
I don't think it's all about subs.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you've done it to have fun, then as long as you're having fun, then you're doing what you want to do.
Before this, I've never even said this before, so it'll be interesting, but I'm not even going to reveal the name of it. I'll let people see if they can ever figure it out.
What?
My first channel.
Oh, yeah, you did that for fun, didn't you?
So I made a channel just to see how channels worked before I did this. It was probably about 2 years ago, and I did some rubbish tutorials, like really bad.
I don't think they were bad at all.
They were terrible.
I mean, they weren't anywhere near the quality that you're doing now, but they weren't bad.
But I had like a rubbish camera. I think it was my phone or something. It was really bad anyway. Bad audio, bad thumbnails, bad everything. And I just did it just to try it out and see if I could do it and enjoy it. And that was mainly, I think, Brian, who ran Templars Crusade. He lives in the area locally to me. And he used to come into the shop quite a bit. And he would basically he just said, just do it. You know, if you want to give it a go, just try it. Just go for it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Rather than worrying about it, I'm just going to do it. So I made this channel and it was appalling, but it was good fun just to film some stuff. I mean, even I watched some of the videos back with you the other day, didn't I? And I was like, God, that sounds so miserable. Like, so boring and dull. And I do now, but I definitely was worse.
So when I go to bed, I always ask Sam to play one of his videos for me. Or come and like read me a rule book because his voice just sends me to sleep, not in a bad way. It's just you've got such like a soothing voice. But yeah, it wasn't quite the same quality that you do now. But it was good. I thought it was good. It was good effort.
It's a good effort. So just do it for fun.
So Eric Brown's put, are you guys ever going to invite Arch to
Arch?
Kaya?
No, probably Arch Warhammer.
I've literally not heard of that.
He's a guy who does a lot of law debates and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So like non-committal.
Well, we've got a lot on, haven't we? We've got loads of guests. We've got a big thing that we're announcing soon that is going to be linking some stuff. So we've got that to look at. But definitely in the future, we're open to having guests on. The problem is having a time. I think Wednesdays, we're going to go back to doing Wednesday shows with guests. So, and the other thing is I might be changing these Friday night things to Saturdays.
Just to mix things up.
This is
when
just...
you think you've got a routine,
bam,
that's when I hit you.
We just go and destroy it. I'm thinking Saturday Night with Sam as a name for the show.
Oh, I quite like that.
Saturday Night with Sam, and you can come on those.
Can we call it Saturday Night Takeaway and literally just sit and eat takeaway?
You were saying just before we went live that we need to stop eating takeaway.
I
Well,
did.
you do, but...
Okay, so this morning... Right, this is really bad, so judge away. So I had a Subway for breakfast.
Oh, hold on, Valrak. Ryan says get Valrak on the chat.
Oh yeah, I like Valrak. Nice guy.
We've had words with Valrak as well. Valrak's awesome, so expect some stuff with Valrak and Wargamer Online very soon, Ryan.
So back to my story.
Yes, back to your story.
So I had a Subway for breakfast.
Yeah, back to the amazing life of Rachel.
It is amazing. And then I had a McDonald's for lunch. And then we've ordered Mexican for tea.
So healthy.
Yeah, I probably had my week's worth of calories today, and then I've also had some beer, so probably should tone it down. But I'm on my week off, so for me a week off is like a proper cheat week. Where did I get up to? So Stalker 40k has said, I love the live shows more than anything. That's awesome. To be honest, I really enjoyed... Was it last week where we were all round Phil's? Whichever week where we were all round Phil's together. That was such good fun.
It was a good one. It's much better when you're in the same room as somebody else rather than across the internet. And Patrick, I think he said he watched it 5 times.
Really?
It's like an hour and a half video and he watched it 5 times because he enjoyed it that much. So
it was. We had such a good time.
We'll definitely do that again. Tuesday we're doing it again, aren't we? We've got the Halloween show at Phil's.
Yeah, we're doing a Halloween special.
So we've already sorted what we're doing, pretty much. We won't probably reveal it yet, but Tuesday will be a good show.
Yes, should be. Ooh. I don't like to overpromise. P. Gowden, Simone here have tried Rogue Tarda.
What?
I'm not sure.
What was that in English?
I don't know.
Where is it?
Unless he's saying someone.
Someone here have tried. Oh, it's because he's trying English, isn't he? That's his English. Imagine my French. It would just be...
Oh!
It says, okay, someone here have tried Rogue Trader, the paper roleplay it's called, really. Rogue Trader is before 40k. I think it was the beginning of 40k, effectively.
See, I don't know what Rogue Trader is.
No, that's fine.
Right, drop the ball.
I've never tried it, but role-playing is something we've done a little bit of.
We played Dungeons & Dragons
in
Pink. That was good fun. We did a Christmas one. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Didn't we have a Justin Bieber reindeer or something? That was so funny. Justin
Bieber. And there was Santa Claus, which turned out to be a werewolf called Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
We had our own inn, didn't we? We had we had an inn that we went into with multiple floors, and the bottom floor got set on fire, and we had to put out all the fires and all of the ales. What was it? There's loads of tubs and casks. And they basically had a chance of having water in them, having nothing, or having explosives or something in it. And you had to roll once you walked across the room. You had to fight stuff to get across the room to try and put these fires out. And we played it with Dave, who's been on the channel. I think he's been on some of the chats.
Yeah, he has.
And Dave was playing like a giant guardian paladin thing. I think he was a dwarf or something. And it was like, can I put the fire out by jumping on them? And Pink was like, yes, if you roll high enough, I guess you could. And Dave was like, okay, I'm going to put out the fire, and he rolled, and he got a 20. He's like, yes, the fire has been put out. Well done. And he did that like 3 times in a row. And he rolled 3 criticals when he was jumping onto the fires, and Pink was just like, this shouldn't happen.
Just ruined his game.
He just ruined it. So Dave put out all the fires with his belly. It was just amazing. But Pink put a lot of effort into the D&D. I mean, I'm looking forward to Frostgrave, because what he did with Dungeons and Dragons was brilliant. If he does the same with Frostgrave, it'll be a brilliant session.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to Frostgrave in general. It does look like a really fun game.
Yeah.
Which is why I've even gone to painting.
Yeah.
I am that desperate to play it, I've resorted to painting.
Because I said I'd do them for you, didn't I? But it's literally, I've got to get stuff done.
Yeah. So Cyril's put, actually my channel is 6 years old, only been posting videos for 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite a young channel then. I think even if it is technically 6 years, if you've only been posting videos for 2, it's still 2 years. Furious George, New Zealand here.
I'd love to go to New Zealand.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That's like Australia, but without everything trying to kill you. And it's like the home of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So the landscape would just be amazing. I'd love to live in New Zealand on a mountain with just like me and you. Sometimes just me.
Hey.
Depending on what mood you're
in. Scott Bill. Speaking as an American, we enjoy you and your channel. Ah, that's awesome.
Thank you, mate.
We're just getting lots of compliments tonight. I like this.
I like it a lot.
And then Von Killian's put same here, Stalker. Most of the channels I sub to are in the UK. That's interesting. Orc Boys has put, can't remember getting the survey. So I think it was sent via email. So depending on what email address you registered your premium account with, that'll be the one that the survey should have got sent to. Yeah,
and the other thing is we do weekly or monthly emails just to show you when content's out. If you unsubscribe to that email, it basically means we can't send you emails for anything. So anybody who unsubscribed from the generic emails that we do, they basically got...
I think it's like a legal thing.
Yeah, we had to basically just say, sorry, we can't send you them.
Yeah, because I think it's not clear what you you've basically said that you don't want to be contacted, so we're sort of not allowed to. Also, maybe just check your spam folder in case it's ended up there.
If not, I will send you the survey separately. Message me on Facebook and I can send you the survey and I will write down the results. The reason the survey was good is because it was anonymous, so you can put whatever you want in there without knowing who it is.
I mean, there's nothing controversial in there.
Oh no, I can send. I should be able to send them the link separately. Actually, I can do that. I should be able to do that.
No, it was really useful, the fact that people filled that in. So thank you to everyone that did.
Many thanks. Got some giant blobs of brown on the back that look like ominous-looking brown-shaped things. Maybe he's gone through a field. Go on, carry on, sorry.
MP Golden's put, everybody loves New Zealand. It's like England.
It's not like, I hope it's not like England. My dream is to go to New Zealand one day and probably live there. So if it's like England, I'll be upset.
Well, it is. Yeah.
What?
No, nothing.
As he said, it's.
Well, it's like England, and I'm assuming it's England, unless I'm being.
No, it could be.
It's more that I think I might be being stupid, and there might actually be a place called England. And I don't want to show like
stupidity. You don't want to show stupidity. Yes. I've never heard of England either, so I imagine he's saying.
Like seriously, my geography is horrendous, so I've sort of gone. I didn't feel like the internet needed to know that, but
which was bad since your previous job was like travelling.
Yes. Okay. So my previous job was travelling around Europe, and there was like maybe 2 or 3 occasions where I really showed how stupid I am when it comes to geography, to the point where my leaving speech, they decided to bring up all of those. And they were like, yeah, we were seriously regretting our choice sort of 3 months in. I was like, cheers, guys. Never mind. Surreal's put, I'm working on opening a studio like mini wargaming. Oh, that would be really cool. To be fair, I really like what they've done at the minute, where they're haven't they got like escape rooms?
Yeah, they're looking at doing escape rooms with
that's really cool.
Almost like a wargaming hotel. It's something that we were looking at. in the future, but I think Mini Wargaming have basically just done it, so you can't really claim to have the the idea when somebody's been and done it, because they'll have had the idea for probably longer than us. But fair play to them. Hopefully they nail it, because it would be an amazing place. I'd love to go to Mini Wargaming one day and have a game. We all know how salty I'd get. Dave would probably smash me in the face, and salt would be pouring out of my eyes, and it'd be a good time. A good time will be had by all.
See, I'd really like the escape room, I think, when they get that.
Yeah.
I'm actually hopefully doing an escape room on Monday evening.
You can tell me about that.
Oh, by the way, I'm doing an escape room Monday evening.
Yeah. You know when you're like, oh, plans, I'll tell you my plans, and then I make plans, and then you go...
This is quite a recent thing.
It's recent, okay.
Steve's put me and Sam should do a 2,500 point game. I'll bring the gash.
I haven't got a 2,500 point army. I have 2,000 points of Iron Jaws, and my Stormcast will only be 1,000 points to start with. Same for the Fire Slayers. Try to do 1,000 point armies to begin with, and then I'm going to expand them depending on which ones I enjoy. But chances are I'll probably start new armies before I expand, because it gives more variation for the channel. So at the minute there's not as much content as I would like. I'd like to put out more battle reports. But the other problem is I do a lot of the battle reports with, Phil doing the other half. So unless you want to see Iron Jaws every single game, I need to get new armies painted, which means there's going to be a slowdown on the rest of the content, but it allows me to mix up some of the battle reports and change things around a little bit. So I apologise about the lack. I'm really happy with how that's come out now. So it's got a nice streak. Look at that, nice streaky undertone.
That's good.
The varnish will get rid of. Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, I thought that's the sort of thing you were going for. That sort of looks a bit grimy, not fresh out the factory kind of thing.
Yeah, like it's actually been in a war.
Yeah, but then you can still see the pattern that you've worked hard on.
Yeah, so once that's dried, I'll paint the interior, because I need to do a lot of grime inside there. Definitely wouldn't look very neat in there, would it? With people like soldiers stomping around, there'll be blood and guts and all sorts inside there.
Oh, lovely.
So that's one tank done. Wow, that took me a while, didn't it? How many more to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in a Kubel wagon.
Yes.
I think that's probably all I'm going to get done on stream, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even drink all my tea.
Cold tea.
Cold tea. Let's go through the chat then.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this.
So Cyril's put something with themed rooms where you come stay and play. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, a couple of people actually, including Von Killian, has said sounds cool. I think I'd be up for something like that, and I imagine you would as well.
You look very nice today. I've not actually seen.
Oh, thank you. I think it might be good lighting though. I mean, I appreciate it, but I think it's just good lighting.
Maybe you are clickbait. Maybe we just changed the thumbnail
Sam,
to you.
That's horrible.
Maybe that's what Surreal was talking about. People were like, pretty face.
Okay, I don't know how to take that.
That's a compliment.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you say it's a compliment, you just have to say, oh, thank you.
Furious George just put...
Well, you did say I'm wearing my pretty shirt today, so maybe I'm the clickbait.
Maybe, yes. You are. You are lovely. You're very pretty.
This is the Sam and Rachel compliment show now.
Yes. Furious George just put, has anyone else mentioned Sam looks like an angel with a halo with the lamp? You did actually. You really did. Yeah, it was really cool because it was like literally like just there.
My pretty face.
Your pretty face.
Pretty ugly face. What was that? Isn't that what Pink said earlier? I said, I know, because Rachel said I look respectable today or something, she said.
I would have said it nicer than respectable.
Well, you said something nice anyway, and Pink was like, disgusting or something. And you were like, no, he's pretty. And then I think Pink went pretty disgusted. I was like, cheers, Pink.
And then Steve's put, no, because he ain't no angel. Aw, I think you are. Sad face. So, Rose, but that's why I've been missing so many of the live shows. I imagine that's a reference to when we were like, yeah, we keep mixing them up just for the hell of it.
No, because he's doing his channel. He's working on building a escape room thing, isn't he? That's what he was saying. That's why he's not been on the channels, because he's been working on his own thing.
See.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's very nice. That does sound awesome though when it gets going. How many points of Primaris do you have done, Sam, and how many more to go?
Who said that?
Ryan Benfield.
Okay, so done 6 models.
Wow.
I've done 5.
Models.
I've done 5 Hellblasters, and I've done the Captain Nefarian.
Slow down there, Sam.
But to my,
if you carry on, you might be done by the end of next year.
if I was done by the end of next year, I'll be happy. To my defence, I've done a lot. I mean, I've done the Frostgrave build and paint, pretty much the full warband. I've only got 2 models left for that. I've done, I'm forgetting what I've done there.
You've done lots.
Blood Bowl. I've built those and I've
You've
converted
done all
of
the
those.
things.
What else have I done? I've done loads of stuff, but my drive is to get this bolt action army ready for the tabletop as soon as possible. Then I can start filming some battle reports with Phil. Mike's probably not going to appear on the channel loads at the moment. He's been playing computer games, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's kind of disappeared. He's busy playing video games.
He might be back at some point.
He might be back at some point, but for the meantime, Phil's basically going to take over and do bolt action with me instead. So I think he's going to do the US, which I wish I knew earlier on, because we all knew how.
Oh yeah, you wanted to do it.
Shermans. I wanted the Shermans, but Phil's probably going to do the Shermans.
You've been liking the Germans now, though. Now that you've got started.
Germans are great. They've got huge, big cat tanks. They're amazing.
To be fair, they do have like super cool tanks.
But they're nothing. Sherman's still my favourite. So as far as a tank goes, Sherman's my favourite. And then you're going on to things like the Stug and the Panther, the Kubelwagen. Anyway, so we've got stuff to do. What else is there? Because this isn't very quick fire, is it?
No, it's not. I'm terrible at quick fire. We all know that. Phil must hate me. I've only made 1 Monday since he's been back. I don't think Phil hates anyone. I don't think Phil can hate people. So
he gets very close with me.
Okay.
He does get very close.
He doesn't. He loves you. You're like a brother.
He's like my father, the hobby dad.
Oh, Steve's ruined it. I'm going to skip past that comment. Sorry, Steve.
I was reading out my old channel, my horrendous channel. It'd be amazing if that got more subs than this.
Oh,
they're atrocious.
Those surreals just put. Imagine how salty Sam would be if Rachel started a channel and got bigger than Sam's. You actually would be really. Actually, no, you wouldn't. You'd be really supportive.
Yeah, I would.
You would.
Do it.
I haven't got time.
No.
We both haven't got time.
And I know you haven't got time. You do a Magic the Gathering.
I've barely got time for this channel.
Yeah.
I've like got time when I've got a week off. Apparently Steve's still subscribed to your old channel. Sam could do an
let's see how many people are actually subscribed to that rubbish. I might even remove it.
Yeah, it's not rubbish.
It had a cool wallpaper, I think. That was about it.
Yeah. Didn't Rory nearly do like a jingle for you?
Yeah, no, he did. I just didn't use it. So Rory, who now works at Games Workshop, he will be the face of Games Workshop in a year, I guarantee it. He's going to be, he's basically going to infiltrate every single part of Games Workshop, and it will be Rory-ified. So if you see anything to do with Rue, RHU, that's how his new name is on Games Workshop. No, his full name is not appearing as much as Rue is. So Rory made a little jingle for my original channel, which was just him singing, what was it? Sam's minis. They're the minis that you want. Sam's minis.
I can't believe we actually did that
They're
for
the
you.
minis that you need.
I can't believe you didn't use
it. It was amazing, but it was a bit too
Sam,
Rory.
you used it.
Anyway, so we've got...
I don't think you can be too Rory.
The last time I checked, there was like 130 subscribers. There's 270 people that subscribed. 7,000 views on how to paint flame.
That flame was amazing.
Yeah, but the videos
are horrendous.
Here you go, look, how to paint weathering with AK Interactive. That's literally what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And I did that 2 years ago. That's the first time I used it.
Well, I still think you should do another flame one.
And look, bolt action. That's when I actually did some bolt action.
Quick fire, Sam.
Go
Quick
on.
fire.
Go on. Oh, I've done a tiger as well. Sorry.
What's an ASMR channel?
Oh, something where you have to speak quietly, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. Okay.
Oh wow, I've only got up to get Balrock on the chat. I'm really struggling here. Okay, you need to do little muddy boot prints between the benches on that transport. That'd be amazing. Can you do that? Little muddy boot prints.
Yeah, I'll get my models and I'll like dip them in the mud and then I'll...
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll do a tutorial on it as well.
Yeah.
Because it sounds so complicated.
It can be one of the quick thingies.
Quick tips.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your channel name, Surreal?
Surreal. That's his.
Is that his channel name? I've lost it. Oh, I'm back. I'm trying to lose more weight too. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I don't think that's the way to do it, Surreal. It's probably not the way to
Put it all back on. That's the problem.
It's not even that. It's just.
You might die.
Not how, yeah.
you may die if you decide to not eat.
Fury Storage put, did Magic Mike get caught for all those I don't think I can say that.
No, we're getting a lot of glare on here. I might just turn off the light. Oh, look at that. Dark in it. Dark and ominous.
It was bad before. It's too dark.
Turn on the light behind you then.
It was fine before.
That's better.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yes, and Cyril's talking about the name of his channel. Perfect. Okay. And then the procrastinating painters. But I'm from New Zealand. It's an amazing country.
That it is.
Yes, we do need to go. The Orc Boys have said that he does get the weekly emails.
He does?
So I think it was sent on a Sunday about 2 weeks ago. So maybe check
Phil promised me that it was sorted, so I'm going to have to speak to Phil and find out why people haven't been sent that then. Send me your email address on Facebook. Everyone who hasn't received it, and I'll just send you out a link to the questionnaire. It'll be easier if you just send me that and I'll sort it that way. What else we got?
Von Killian's also put, I need to look in my junk folder because I'm not getting them.
Okay.
Right, everyone check your spam folders.
And then send me a message. Or send me an email, samwise@wargameronline.com. If you haven't received one, just send me an email and I'll forward it over to you.
Stalker 40Ks, but I think my dream might be living in Canada. To be fair,
Canada. I would say I'd move to Canada, but you don't like the cold as much as me.
Yeah, I probably don't, to be fair. Well, I'm warming to it. Hey. No, but everyone's there, like, they're supposed to all be, like, super friendly, aren't they?
Yeah, Canadians are friendly. Got family over there.
Have you?
Some of them, I think. Yeah, my dad's got family there. So it must still be linked. They live underground. I don't know if they're actually family members or animals.
Sam!
I don't know, I've never met them. It would be cool to live underground though in Canada, wouldn't it? It'd be warmer.
Steve's put, okay, 2000 it is with Manfred.
Manfred, yeah. 2000
okay,
is with Manfred, yeah. I don't like Manfred. Manfred's horrible. It's like, he's got this stupid rule. So he's got one rule where everything within a certain radius, which is massive, gets rerolls to hit and wound of 1. So that's his command ability. Then he's got a ability on himself where if he manages to cast a spell, which he can do quite easily by doing anything, he gets rerolls. What does he get? He gets another filthy roll. So basically, I think he re-rolls everything apart from 1 dice roll. It might be a 2 or a 1. No, it might be re-rolls, and if he gets a double 1 both times, then he fails it. But otherwise, he just nails you, and he does huge amounts of damage. So he's pretty tough. I'll definitely fight you, Steve. We'll have to have another game and sort the audio out this time, so we can actually put it up on the website. But we'll sort that out at some point, and hopefully I can get some more armies rather than just 1 being done. What else we got? Oh, master of the chat.
Von Killian's put, I'm in North Idaho, so there's not much here, just trees and fields. Mostly trees. That sounds nice. Elf Nation's put, the same offer I did for Phil applies to all of Wargamer Online if you ever need it. He's got a good point. Why am I not just sending all my stuff to Elf Nation?
Well, you could more than...
I will be in touch.
You should have done that from the start.
I know. Why did I not
The problem is we know how much it is to actually get stuff painted. So just bundling our work on somebody else just feels horrible.
Not fair.
I mean, I think we will have to look at it in the future, Elf Nation. The problem is we don't have the money to pay for commission services, do we? And he said he'll quite happily do it for free, but I feel bad.
Yeah, we don't want to take the mic.
So it's like, as nice as it is to offer that sort of thing, it's still like,
we have to be selective.
We have to be selective and realistic as well. So the fact that you're helping Phil out with his back is a huge thing. So thanks again for that, Elf Nation.
So Surreal's put also random fun fact. Fun fact of the day. Oh, we should do that on every show. Fun fact of the day. Did you know that every Necron model GW makes, if added up, is almost the same as every Necron model Forge World makes? I don't get that. Do you get that?
That can't be true.
I don't get it.
Did you know that every Necron model GW makes, if added up, as in the types of models? Because that's probably... I don't know what's going on today. Is Surreal just putting out random facts, like saying Agrax is the same as Streaking Grime, and the amount of Necrons that GW do is the same as Forge World? Because Forge World only do the Pylon and the spider thing, Canoptic Spider, not spider, what's that called? Centipede. A Canoptic Centipede, whereas GW do every other model. So, yeah.
Guys, but sorry to disappoint you both, but hashtag Magic Mike is the clickbait. That's true.
I wish Magic Mike was back rather than playing games.
I do. We miss him. Everyone spam his Facebook
and say
how much we all miss
sort
him.
yourself out and come back to wargaming. And
come back to the hobby. Hashtag. Oh, let's. What hashtag could we do?
Hashtag put down the controller.
I kind of want something catchier. If you think of something catchy, start it and trend it. Surreal, if you look at your playlist, any video with Rach in the thumbnail gets hundreds of more hits. Is that true?
That's because of the battering you take every game we play. People love the...
So mean.
It's so mean. It's so mean.
Oh dear, okay. Also, I thought Sam shirt was chainmail, but I didn't want to say anything, and now I'm glad I didn't.
It'd be cool if it was chainmail. I think it's got Mexican on it. I dropped some Mexican on it. It's like a diamond thing. It's almost like a flower shirt. It's not as manly as chainmail.
Yeah, it's kind of flowery. He's so pretty. Okay, how do some people, in brackets YouTubers, manage to do a full-time job and produce regular content as well? That's a good question.
Well, I don't really have a full-time job, so I wouldn't be qualified to say that. I mean, Phil does. Phil's a director at a very busy company, so he's like super, super busy. And the way he does it, I believe, is motivation, lack of sleep, and a good whipping from me every now and again. Because he has put out a lot of content recently. He's helped out a lot, so credit to Phil for doing that. But I think he did get annoyed with me at the beginning because I'm like, Phil, do some content, Phil, content, Phil. And he's like, yeah, shut up, basically. I'll do what I can. And now he's just like, I'm going to do it. And he's nailed it, so I'm really proud of him. He's done good.
But also, you can't blame Mike. All the new games that came out.
I can, because he's just playing old games.
Although we do need to play Fortnite. Okay. Fortnite, seriously, if people haven't tried it, free game on the Xbox, and I think it's on the PS4 as well. And
on PC.
Awesome. It's so much fun. It's like Hunger Games, and you basically get ditched in on an island. Well, in fact, you don't even get ditched, so you choose where you parachute out, anywhere on the island. And then there's like a sort of storm coming in, and the storm will start as like the whole island, so you can go anywhere, and then it shrinks and shrinks and shrinks to like a tiny little space. And if you die, then you die. That's it. You're done. So it keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking until there's only one person left, but it always shrinks to like a different point on the island, so you don't know where it's going to go. So you can either like try luck and start in like the middle, and then you can sort of branch out, or you can start on like one end, go in, and you have to like pick up weapons, and you can go as like a squad. And it's awesome.
Rachel likes it. It's quite a bit. I mean, all she ever does when we play the game is hide.
I'm a survivor.
So she says, if I win the game by not killing anybody, that's great.
I'm still winning.
So all she does is she finds somewhere to hide, and she plays She plays hide and seek for the entire game. Meanwhile, me and the other two people on the team have to go out and fight everybody else and kill the stuff.
Who lasts longer?
Generally, if we win, it's because of us killing them. Not because of you luckily hiding. And the best thing is, watching Rachel play this game, right? She gets a gun, and we sit, and like, when she dies, it's like, right, Rachel, they're behind you, and she just turns around while spraying, just shooting anywhere.
I'm just like,
She doesn't even aim. She literally just holds down the trigger. She holds down the trigger and just shoots. And like, there was one time when she was looking at a tree, and I was like, he's on your right. And she's like, just blows the tree to pieces. I'm like, Rachel, you didn't even turn. Carry on anyway. That didn't work, did it?
No. Quite spot I'm so slow when it comes to hobby. Me too. I just remembered that the Eldar Codex comes out tomorrow.
I thought it was already out. Bill's got it. No
Did he
way.
get it early though?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wargame Online. Did you ever build any Stormcast?
Not yet.
I've
I've got 1,000 points of the Reaver ones to do, so I've got those to get built. That's one of the projects. I got Stormcast and Fire Slayers for Age of Sigmar. That's all my Games Workshop projects after the stuff everyone should have already seen.
ASMR equals ambient sensory for mental relaxation. Cool. Okay. So yeah, probably is what you were saying. Are you going to cover Necromunda?
I would like to say yes, but it again means another game and another bunch of models we've got to do. So I'd say there's going to be other channels that are going to focus on it first, to be fair. We might get onto it because I love Necromunda, but realistically our focus is on the other 4 games right now. And I quite like the look of Shadespire. We're probably going to play that, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. Frostgrave first, though.
Yep.
Furious George just subbed to Samwise Menace. You're just going to get like thousands of people subbing to it now.
No, we're not, because I'm going to delete it.
Oh, this is quite a cute one. This is from Akaya. Sam and Rachel, what's on your Netflix playlist?
Just Stranger Things 2.
Is Victoria Netflix?
I can't remember. Victoria, we're watching that. We're only about 3-4 episodes left to go.
Yeah.
And we're quite enjoying it. I've seen up to where we are already once, and I've watched it again with Rachel. But Stranger Things 2.
Yeah, that's out
now.
Today.
Yeah. I almost cancelled the show and went downstairs and started watching Stranger Things. But Rachel was like, "No, you can't. You got to watch you got to do the show." And I was like,
he wasn't actually going to.
No.
We're also watching Lucifer, but I think that's an Amazon Prime one, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't know what they're all on anymore.
No, I lose track. I'm just like, we're watching stuff. Walking Dead's starting back up again, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that gives you a bit of a flavour of the sort of things that we like. Stalker 40k, as have I, George. Surreal, but thanks for thinking of my health. Maybe that was when he started talking.
When I was telling him about not dieting for 3 days by not eating.
Okay, so Stalker 40k was saying my questionnaire was in my junk folder. So good.
Sweet.
Found it.
Good stuff.
Apparently ASMR actually stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Okay.
So we've cleared that one up. You heard it here first, folks. Furious George. It would be cool to live underground in Canada. Quote of the day. Yeah.
What was that? We could go on. I didn't hear you. It would be cool to live underground.
Were you just not paying attention?
I was reading what Surreal just said. I'm seeing the current chat pop up.
Oh, I'm doing like
go on, you do
historical chat.
Go on, do the historical chat.
I'm gonna. Tabletop War James has joined us, and I've just lost the chat.
Hello, James.
Hello. The procrastinating painter. I just finished renovating my hobby room. It's pretty much the same colour as your room. We chose the colour because it was called Complete Harmony.
It is quite harmonious.
It is. It's nice.
When you don't include hobby racks and all sorts of nonsense in the background.
It's quite nice though. It's like a neutral colour with colour.
It's like a kid's room, really, isn't it?
I wasn't going to say it.
With all the stuff that's
cute.
in it, like toys and paints and stuff, it's like a kid's room.
It's your little boy cave.
My boy cave. But if we had a kid, this would easily be a kid's room, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So it works for both. But
Kids
also,
aren't on the table, though.
I can imagine it being quite chilled out and relaxing if none of the stuff was in here. Why are kids not on the table?
Not at the minute.
That's fair enough.
I can't even look after myself, so.
We'll just have another dog.
Yes. Do you pronounce that Siegfried?
Siegfried.
Greetings, lady and gentlemen. Oh, lady and gentlemen.
Greetings, Siegfried.
Stalker 40k, hashtag Xbox none. Inspirational Mini has joined us as well. Well, lots of people are joining us.
I know.
Awesome.
We might do our shows later. On Saturday, what do you reckon we should do for our Saturday show? 9 o'clock or 10? Should we do a late night Saturday show? 10 till 11.
We could do. Why don't we try a few different things and just to again really throw people off? When you think you know what we're going to do, that's when we change it. Cyril, no, they do the Tomb World. I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
Anachronites.
2 HQs, World Killer and the Other, and the pylon, and the price on of those is ridiculous.
Yeah, so Tomb World, Anachronites, 2 HQs, and a pylon. That's 5 models. So then you've got...
Oh, the price on each. Sorry.
If you're on about price-wise, then probably, but I mean, model-wise, you've got Warriors, Immortals, what else we got? There's at least 2 different Lords. There's the Flyer. There's 2 types of the transport. I've already gone more, and I've not even started including the transports and the Triarch Stalker and blah, 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 blah.
Do you know how difficult it is to spot typos when you have no idea on like character names?
Do you know how difficult it is to remember all of these names and things and stuff? Quickfire.
It's a skill in itself. I think we're nearly there.
Oh, Ralph said, no late nights, please. It's late enough as it is for us continentals. So we'll
of course, yeah, because the Europeans will
9.
be a few.
I was thinking of doing 8
ahead.
till 9 as well, though, some days. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wednesday at 8 o'clock. What do people think about that? Because we'll have a Monday. Okay, so we'll have a Monday show, Monday Musing 9 till 10. We'll have a Saturday show 9 till 10, and we have our Wednesday show with guests and such 8 till 9, and then potentially 8 till 10 some days if we don't have guests. We could do a long one.
We could potentially do it earlier though if it's a Saturday. Because what will that be for Americans? We're about 7 or 8 hours ahead, depending on the state. So even if we did it at like 7, that way you capture, like it'd still be fine for the Europeans.
Maybe.
Europeans.
We'll look at the times, but I'm thinking Wednesday 8 o'clock would be fine. See, Stalker's Port, I like Wednesday 8 o'clock, so we're done. That's all we need.
You guys should do a road trip covering each of the 50 states. Just rent an RV and start driving.
Ryan said 8 o'clock as well. Look. There we go, 8 o'clock Wednesday.
Sold!
Let's do next Wednesday at 8. We'll schedule it tonight.
Okay.
50 states. Yeah, I'd love to do all the 50 states. Unfortunately, it costs money and we'd have no content for that amount of time.
We could film that.
Oh yeah, because people would really tune in every single day to see us travelling.
Have you not? Come on, think about all the shows. Like, okay, so all the shows with like Carl Pilkington in, for example, how successful they were. And we both know who's like Carl Pilkington.
Everyone says that. I'm like, so off the channel, when I'm not on the internet, I'm very much like Carl Pilkington.
He's very like blunt and to the point. It's funny.
I get called Carl Pilkington quite a bit.
We were watching it together, and like every time Carl said pretty much anything, I just sort of look at him and go.
And my dad said the same. Mike was saying the same. Some others, they basically sit and watch it and they're like, this just reminds me of Sam so much.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so Furious George just put, can we see a playthrough of Pandemic Legacy for Christmas, please? We should.
Like
that's
such
an easy one to do.
That's a year-long game.
That's such an easy one for us to film.
We can't film a playthrough of Pandemic Legacy.
Yeah, no, you should do it in stages.
Yeah, for a year. So how do we do the playthrough?
It's probably not a full year.
Okay.
How many hours is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be like, what, 12 hours or something? We could do it. It might not be for Christmas, but I think we should start it. Quickfire! Also, Sam, sorry if I'm random. I sat and watched the entire 2nd season of Stranger Things this morning.
I told you somebody would do it.
Oh, I know. Well, you got to, really, haven't you? It's there. I think that's what my sister's doing tonight. Just smashing through it. Besides those games you cover here in the channel, do you have any others which you play regularly? So we sometimes play Magic the Gathering, and we play Dice Masters. We play, so like with Pink and his wife, we play Dominion. What's some of the others? I'm trying to think what games I've played with them. Played. It's Belgian beer.
Oh, okay.
It's really nice. I love Belgian beer.
What else?
So we played one, it's really cool. It's called Joking Hazard. And it's, you know, the Cyanide and Happiness. It's like those sort of comic strips, and you have to like put 3 together, like you do with like Cards Against Humanity, although obviously with that you tend to put 2 together. But it's the same sort of thing. So you like basically put them together and tell a really funny story. That's awesome. So we play like little things like that. And is there anything we play together? No, we generally play Xbox and stuff.
Yeah, it's easier to play.
Yeah, we'll play. So at the minute we're playing like Path of Exile, Fortnite. We'll play COD when that's out.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm playing World War II. The other reason I'm happy about it is because it's World War II, so I can almost get some inspiration for bolt action. I can play the computer games, do that, and, and then start painting some models up and recreating it.
Oh, I've lost the chat. Oh, here we go. I found it again.
So I try and quick fire for you.
You can. Also, is there any way viewers of your content like me can help you out with the management of the forum/channel?
Definitely. Siegfried, if you can send me an email, samwise@wargameronline.com with, just email me at first and let me know who you are, basically. And then I can make a note of all the people who want to help do things like the admin and moderating and stuff on the forum and whatever, because it's definitely something we need help with, and the more we get that we can basically trust and help out would be brilliant. I just saw the latest. This should be called The Rachel Show.
Okay, Sam, you can take it. Although I'm going to put that.
Boy says the survey, just on the survey, it was in the junk as well.
At least everyone's found it.
You want this light on now?
Yeah, because that one's too bright.
Okay. This is not a nice light.
Why is it not a nice light?
It's just not. I mean, that one, when it was turned properly. Don't just turn it like that. It's got to. This is why you don't touch things, isn't it?
This is why you can't have nice things.
Because you just break it.
Oh, that's really light as well, then.
Yeah, that's how it was before.
Mm.
Just leave it.
It's really bright.
No, stop it, please. No, Rachel, I've just twisted
No, it's fine, it's
I've
fine.
just
It's
twisted
all
that.
good.
You'll
It's
break
okay.
it. You will break it.
Quick fire.
Oh, God.
No, we got to the no late nights. And then we got to 8 p.m.
Yeah, everyone's
so
saying
we're catching up.
8 p.m's fine on Wednesday. Ryan's starting the army. Good stuff, Ryan.
I love Carl.
The light is flickering now, Rachel. You're going to break it.
It's not. It's fine.
Inspirational mini. My wife lost some Worms Armageddon games on PS4. Love how Stu is throwing all the stuff out his cage. Now she's my zombie painting slaves for the rest of the day. I will enjoy the show and tell her to be careful with the washers. Good stuff. It's good to have a zombie-side painting slave. Really, a domestic over a light.
A what?
A domestic over a light. Yeah, it's not just a light.
That's not domestic.
It's the only thing I can actually paint with, because when I didn't have that, I got no painting done, did I?
No.
I basically, without this light, it was like painting in a cave. So I don't know how anyone could do it. I need that. This is basically, if anybody is going to buy something to do with modelling, buy one of these lights before you even bother buying miniatures. I can guarantee you it's the best thing you can use. And it's got this lock on the side, so you twist it to lock it in place, and you untwist it when you want to move it around. So Rachel just literally grabs it and then twists it while it's on full lock, which breaks it. And she's like this. She's like, well, I don't know. It just doesn't matter. And then when it breaks, it's like, there goes 100 quid from the account and you're none the wiser, are you? Never mind. Whereas just
that wasn't a domestic, though.
No, that wasn't a domestic. I lose domestics. It's not worth entering them. You could play games at every state you travel to against people who live there. Lots of content.
Idea.
It is, but you've got to think about this setup to actually sit and do the editing and things. You could do quick edits and stuff. That's a good idea.
I think you're coming.
And filming. Okay, we take one camera. We take the armies. We need a big RV to fit you, me, Phil, and whoever else in there.
I'd also have to quit my job.
Yeah, and that. Good idea, though. I've never seen Rachel so full of energy before.
Ah.
What is it, Belgian beer?
I thought I've usually got lots of energy, but never mind.
Shadespire is really nice, says Ralph. Relatively easy to get into. I thought it looked quite easy to get into, to be fair. I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm going to build the models and we can have some games, can't we?
Mm.
Played it with my 16-year-old today. Highly recommended. We'll definitely try it, Ralph. Cheers for that. And you can use the models in your Age of Sigmar, which is awesome. Axis and Allies board game is almost like Warhammer Epic for bolt action. I'll have to try that out.
Kaya. Oh great, Rachel's sister likes Stranger Things. We have so much in common.
Did you say your sister likes it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
Was it? You just thought you magically knew it.
I was like, how does he know?
How does he know?
Well, he was saying the other day, what was he saying? He said something about his sister, and I chuckled away. He's like, is Rachel's sister going to be there? And I was like, oh, Kaya. He's obsessed.
She's engaged, unfortunately, Akaya.
Sad times, Akaya.
And proof Mark, I hope I'm not too late.
I need a floodlight to paint my stuff.
I started to pick up my Frostgrave models like yesterday or the day before, and I started to paint and I was like, I'm really struggling today. It was a lot easier yesterday. I realised I didn't have any light. I didn't have a lamp on.
Literally, for Rachel to paint, she has to have everything set up. So it feels I had all the lights turned on, the setup out, the water ready, the palette ready, all the paints ready, the models out the case on the table with paintbrushes. So you literally just sat down and just started painting and then moved away when she was done and everything got tidied away.
It's amazing. It's like the clean-up fairy comes.
Yeah, so the second day we were doing it, the light wasn't turned on. It was the one thing I forgot.
Like,
and she just sat down as normal, like picking up a paintbrush and just like, do. I can't see. And I'm like, for God's sakes, Rachel, just turn that on.
A lot of my friends tell me that I'm like the smartest, dumbest person they've ever met.
I'm just the dumbest person.
Yeah, between the two of us, there's no hope. Although you've got a lot of common sense, and that's what I like.
I've got no intelligence but common sense, and you've got intelligence but not common sense.
Yeah, zero common sense. Yeah,
that's it. See, I can't even work that out. Stewie Hummel, Ralph Hummel. Who said what? What's that squeaking noise, Sam? It's Stewie the rabbit. Yeah, I apologise. One day he will sit outside the room. You thought I was going to say die, didn't you? One day he'll die.
That's so horrible.
We were talking last week, I think. It was this week, actually. We were saying, how long do rabbits live for? Because he's just like, he's grey, he's angry, he's miserable.
He's my little grumpy grandpa. He's so cute.
And he's basically, I was like, how old is he? And she's like 6 or 7. I was like,
7.
How long do rabbits live for? And she's like, anywhere from 6 to 12. I'm like, okay.
Well, so. 12 is proper old.
What's the average age for a rabbit to die?
I reckon it depends because he's an indoor rabbit and they live longer. I think they can be about 8-ish.
He'll live till 15, I can guarantee it.
That'd be amazing.
And every Friday you'll hear this. Jumping out of his cage.
I think he's grumpy because I haven't fed him yet. That's
yeah,
why.
we'll just wait. We're off soon. You can feed him in a minute.
I could just feed him now.
No, that's even more noise. It's fine. We'll leave it. You do like trying it, don't you? And you'd be like, oh, Stewie, do you want your food?
Dinner. And then I'm like, oh my god, a domestic rabbit food.
We'll get flagged as, what do you call it? Not suitable for, we keep getting not suitable for advertisers. It's like, what have we done this time? The show where Rachel's punching me in the face. It's a good job the hobby knives have been put away, though. You can't stab me at least.
People are going to start wondering what I do to you, Sam.
Eats me, help me. Don't send help. Yeah, she tells me I can't show you the bruises on my legs.
Hey, I genuinely do have bruises.
She's doing this. What are you doing?
It's like a self-defense class. It's called Calla.
Never heard of it.
It's an offshoot of Craig Magar, and it's really cool.
Never heard of that.
It's good fun. It's good exercise, but I do end up like covered in bruises.
That she blames me for.
I don't blame him for it. I came home and I was like, I tell people it's you.
As long as you tell them you fell down the stairs, it's all okay.
No, I don't. I tell them. Everyone knows I do the combat class.
So Steve's skedaddled. See you in a bit, Steve.
So I am, of course, joking.
Belgian beer is the China cast of beers. It's not a good thing.
No, it's amazing. Belgian beer's awesome. He's wrong.
The Stewie is angered and must be sated. Patrick saying, bye. One of the best I've seen lately was a drunken friend use his beer as a brush rock.
Oh.
Don't hobby while drunk. You actually did your painting.
I did most of it whilst I was drinking Prosecco.
And she said she shaked less while she was painting, so it could be a good thing. Not recommended. I don't really drink, so...
You don't really ever drink, do you?
No, not really. Stewie can make all the noise he wants.
Ah.
My wife wants a rabbit, and I said, okay, dinner when it dies. My wife said no. I said that, but we called him Stewie, didn't we? For Rabbit Stew.
Well, I called him Stewie, like Stewie from Family Guy. Because when he was a baby, he like sat in the corner of the room, because obviously he wasn't really used to people. So he sat in the corner of the room and he was like really grumpy. And Sam would like keep narrating him, and he'd narrate him in Stewie's voice from Family Guy. So we had to get called Stewie after that.
But Rabbit Stew, that's better. Right, we've done it. We've quick-fired it.
Well, you quick-fired.
Hold on. Samwise. I can't even spell Samwise. What is going on? Samwise at Wargamer and then .com. That's the email address, Siegfried. So send that over to there. I've got to wait for Phil to say when we're going ahead with the forum sort of thing, but I'll contact everybody who's interested in helping out in being an admin and moderator with all of the gubbins that goes along with that. Akaya is our head admin, isn't he?
He is. He's doing a smashing job.
Akaya, we need to come up with another title for him, don't we?
I think it comes naturally.
Akaya. Amit.
Don't force it.
Amit.
Don't force it.
Lord Amit. Master admin.
You forced it.
I did. Okie dokily. Forum. So Ralph didn't watch the last show, actually.
I didn't watch the last show.
No, okay, Ralph, the last show where... It might have been last Friday, actually. There's some stuff coming that we're going to try and do to promote stuffs. So forum's one of them where you can make your own project logs and post stuff. So you can do like a Stormcast Eternal thread and you can upload all your sort of stuff on there. There's also gaming threads and things like that on there. Yes, like Sam and Frodo in Lord of the Rings. And Cyril says, you never modded me. I messaged him ages ago about it. Made him a mod. He's got his own channel to mod now as well. For the forum, we're looking at getting a bunch of mods anyway. So, Cyril, if you're up for that, go for it. We're more than happy to have you on board. So forums anyway, Ralph, where you can post progress stuff. It's almost like the Facebook page, but you can make your own thread with your army and then you can update it as often as you want to update it. And you can talk about whatever you want in there as well. Amit is the name of the first chapter of the Flesh Tearers. That's cool. We're also...
Is that true?
I don't know. I don't really know Flesh Tearers very much. We've got... How many other things have we got? We have got...
You're not about to spoil anything.
I'm making sure I can't talk about two things.
I don't even know what you kind of got to talk about.
There's definitely two big announcements that we're not allowed to talk about yet, but I'm waiting on Phil to say yes, we can talk about it. Basically, one thing is quite an expansion to the community side of our website.
Oh, I know that one.
So that's really good, and it involves other people. We've got a dislike. Awesome.
They took their time.
I know.
I'm going to combat that with a like.
We don't like our own videos.
Oh, I don't like our own video.
You can't. We've got loads of stuff that's going to integrate other stuff from the community, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. The website's been improved as well, Ralph. That was the other major thing we talked about. We've paid to upgrade everything.
It's a lot quicker now.
Everything's faster. You can now load the stuff on the website. Yes. You can search for stuff on the website. The forum will be on there as well. Basically, the website is going to start to become a hub where you can go and do whatever you would want to do. Watch videos, do the forum integration and other stuff. Right, Ralph, too bad I will be travelling for 2 weeks from Wednesday. Not sure I can catch up with the shows. Don't worry about it, Ralph. Right, so I think we've caught up. It was only supposed to be an hour. We're on an hour. We're on 2 hours, Rach. That went quick.
That happens a lot, yeah.
That went really quick with you and me basically just sit on a chat.
And just talk utter rubbish.
We were going to play Fortnite as well.
We'll text Pink, see if it's still up. It might be past his bedtime.
If not, I'm just going to blitz these bolt action things. Anyway, right, so thank you all for watching. Monday, Phil will have his Monday musing, more than likely, because he's doing good at keeping that on track.
Will he do it with Tuesday, though, as well?
Oh, that's a point. Maybe not then. Maybe it will be Tuesday.
For the Halloween special.
Because we've got the Halloween special, and I said we were going to do Wednesday as well, though. Shall we do the Wednesday as well?
Maybe start the Wednesday the following week, if you're doing Tuesday.
Let's see what's happening. We might do Tuesday and Wednesday next week, but there will not be a Friday show next week. There will be Saturday. Nice to know that this was unproductive, says Engine of War.
Boys.
Yeah, you know what? I did a tank. I'm happy it's... Go on camera. Done the Streaking Grime.
I've just realised that you kept that little box there the whole time.
Yeah.
Of like just nothing happening.
Yeah, I know. Well, the hobby hangout, that's there.
It shows paints.
Halloween
this is
special.
how you can hobby.
Yeah, so Halloween special is on Tuesday. I think we'll probably start it between 8 and 9 o'clock. And we will basically do our Halloween special.
Yes.
Which could be playing a game. It might not be Warhammer related. We may be playing potentially The Walking Dead or Zombicide. Or we may be building Frostgrave scenery. So let us know what you would want to see more. We could just get on with blitzing the Frostgrave board and just chat while we're doing it. Or we can do a playthrough of the Walking Dead board game, or we can do a playthrough of Zombicide. Whatever people want to watch. You know what? I'm going to put a Facebook poll and we'll see what people really want to see. Will it be spooky? Maybe.
We should dress up. You were dreading me saying that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. You could do a takeout tour.
No, but you do really good. You actually do really good, like, face paint. So when I was at uni, I can't remember, there was we did themes every week. And I think the theme must have been, like, jungle or something like that. And he, like, did my whole face in, like, proper tiger paint. It was amazing. It was really good. And it wasn't, like, your sort of typical tiger paint. It was really creative.
Mm.
So you could do something like that. I kind of want you to face paint me again.
And Scott's saying, are you going to be in costume?
Apparently so.
Who was going to
if I have my way.
Who's going to binge watch Stranger Things 2? I think we will.
I think we will, yeah.
2 nights, maybe. Maybe one.
Right,
we're going to call it. We will aim for... It's still going, says Dirk.
It's finishing.
It's finishing.
Already did.
Oh, wow. Okay. Am I home early or is this running late? It's running late, Dirkmas. I love how he started the show. He was one that was here right at the beginning and said, I've got to go. I'll watch, I can't watch the show. I'm sorry or whatever. And he's come back and we're still doing the show. Do you expect any less? Right, let's aim for Tuesday, Wednesday and maybe Saturday. We'll try for 3 shows next week, 3 live shows. Wednesday, if we're going to do it, will be at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Don't overpromise, you under-deliver.
You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do Wednesday.
Yeah?
Yeah, next Wednesday, I'm going to do an 8 o'clock show. I might even have a guest on. I might not. And other than that, we're definitely having Tuesday Halloween special. And we're having Saturday rather than Friday. So you've got 3 live shows to look forward to. 4, if Phil wants to do like a mega Monday or something, Monday music. I don't know if we can even do 4 days worth of live content. That's a lot.
It would be a lot.
We'll do 3. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining. I've got to get this up now so I can do the end credits. And we'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Anything else you want to say? Just thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, and premiums. We had a bunch more premiums. I think there's another 6.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Another 6 or 7 of you that have joined in the last 2 days. So
yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it. I'm not sure whether it's the website being faster or extra content going up, but whatever it is, we appreciate it. So thank you very much to everybody who has joined up. If you haven't made an account, make one for free on the website because it will just give you access to the forum as soon as it's available. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Credits.
I
can't move the mouse. Look, my mouse hand is not working.